Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you are watching us. This is Niko Otas, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with a bang. We are coming to you right from R&G Plaza, shop number F4 at Paula Homestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get into an interesting journey. This lady has been online. She's done stuff. She's been up and about, but especially about. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the one and only Pauline MWANGI. She is the proprietor, the founder of Paula Homestyle. I know you've seen them on TikTok, Facebook, you name it, but you've not heard their story. That's why, take a journey with me. Let's discuss with Pauline MWANGI. Unajua tumekuwa tukikona tu TikTok, na Instagram, na Facebook. Kumbe hivi ndio nakaa in person. Anyway, I just want you to maybe look at this camera over here and just introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are, your business, just a bit of introduction.
Hello viewers, my name is Pauline. I am the owner of Paula Homestyle. People know us na majina mingi. Paula Homestyle, Sea Paradise and Home Decor 254. But basically it's the same thing. We just sell decor. Just as you can see, yeah, we are gurus in that.
You are gurus in that?
Yeah. So
when did you start selling this decor thing?
I started selling decor in 2022.
2022?
Yes. Before I used to sell household items, masufuria, necessities za nyumba, and not I would come necessarily kijiko, those things, yeah. Because when I started as a drop shipper, I didn't have any stock at the beginning, so I would drop shipping is tunaita ni kubroke online, so tunairembesha.
Wewe ni broker.
Nilikuwa broker.
So my fellow brokers, msiogope, tuko na the real broker here.
I know, right?
So it's called drop shipping.
Drop shipping.
Drop shipping,
Yeah, so I started as a drop shipper, and then kwa harakati ya kuuza sufuria, I started noticing I started falling for the decor side. I would find people selling those things, and I wanted to know where they come from. So I started with drop pillow covers, which are part of the decor. Then as time progressed, nikaanza ku realize I can do more. So I felt like it was a passion.
So which year is this you're talking about?
2022 is when now I actually shifted to the decor part of it. Because part of 2020, 2021, I was doing covers. But before, I had started back in 2018, yes.
2018.
Yes,
wow.
Yes.
So it started
that is when I was
in 2018.
Yes. That's when I was doing drop shipping. 2020 I gathered a little capital. Nikaleta to cover to akiti too. I used to enjoy matching colors for clients. And they used to impress me. Then along the path nikajua decor is a bit wide, and I wanted to be more than pillow covers. So I started doing mirrors. Actually, I shifted to mirrors.
No wonder we have mirrors, eh?
Yes, there are so many of them. Actually, right now we are sold out on so many designs. There are so many designs. So I would sell mirrors. Then I realized I can sell vases. And I got interested with the decor. And I realized it's my passion. So I completely shifted from selling utensils to the decor now. So
you stopped being a drop shipper, or you're still drop shipping in the decor?
I still drop ship, because if a client walks in here and they ask for something, I would know where to get it. I can't say sina.
Wewe ni wale mnaanga nyinyi mnakwanga na kila kitu.
Ukisikia mtu akisema ameenda store, hiyo ndio store sasa. You go and get it, you drop ship.
Mtu huko unasema umeenda store. Wacha nikulete kwa store.
At the end of the day, it's money.
Yeah,
I know. Hiyo ndio nakwambia, like online, there are so many posts feeding with online business. Drop shipping only. Hana stock. As a beginner, actually, drop shipping actually works very well as long as you invest in marketing and you know where to get your things. Unaona mtu ameandika pale online, only. Yeah, anafanya kazi online peke yake. Most of them are drop shippers. That's why we began. You progressively grow.
What motivated you to start kuuza sufuria online, kufanya drop shipping? What was the motivation?
I lost my job.
Okay. Hapa kuna ka story.
I used to be a banker.
Oh, really?
I worked in a bank for 1 year. After campus, I worked in the bank for 1 year. So after I left, I didn't have anything else to do. So I just found myself in the streets. So I had to find something to do. Hivyo nikaanza kufunzwa na watu kaza. I saw my cousins they were doing imports. So nikakuwa ile
interested.
Hey, what are you doing? Mnafanya aje? Nikaanza. Actually, I forgot to say. I at first nili import to vitu dogo, of which I couldn't sustain the import business because I didn't have capital. So I ended up now doing drop shipping most of the time. And at the beginning, the little amount I had saved ndio nilitumia kuimport, but it wasn't sustainable. So I found myself doing much of drop shipping other than imports. Yeah.
Wow. So there's a bit you've said after campus. So it means wewe ni mtu umeenda shule.
Nimeenda shule.
What did you study? You know, somebody here probably is watching us and saying, hizi kazi za BOC zata hao watu kwanza wamesoma, ni watu waliamua wanataka kufanya biashara, hawana kitu kwa kichwa, nini. I want you to demystify that myth. Waambie wewe ulienda shule na ile kitu ulisomea.
Mimi nilienda University of Nairobi.
Nasikia watu wanatoka huko wanasema the university.
Yes, we say actually the only in East Africa.
Sisi watu wa KU hatutaki hiyo debate, so endelea.
Poleni lakini, but sasa yeah, I went to the University of Nairobi. I did Bachelor of Education Arts, Mathematics and Business. Mimi inaitwaje? Yes, mimi chopi. Nilifanya mathematics. Yeah, but after I left and nikaingia banking were being employed on contract, and then contract ikaisha. I had to find something else to do. I had to keep my papers away and do the thing.
But that education actually has helped you.
It has. I would say if it wasn't for the education, you know, I am always willing to learn because I think I got a bit of, in a simpler term, the education was very important because you see, let me tell you something. Even here in business, you have to keep on learning.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop in campus. I keep on telling people, like when I left campus, I had said sitawahi rudi kwa vitabu. I was actually excited that nimetoka campus. Nilikuwa nasikia tu akisema masters, and I'm like, mnasema masters ya nini? Then I realized, like 5 years later, I could not grow in business. I kept on being the normal drop shipper around because I refused to read, to learn. Even here we keep on learning. There's so much you can learn out here. Si lazima usome ndio kwa vitabu ndio you know for career, because even here you need to grow, not only in career wise.
Yeah.
Even in business you need to
grow the business.
Yes, you need to grow the business. How else are you going to grow the business if you're not reading? So you have to read. Like right now in online marketing, you have to read how to advertise. Like every day is a new trend. You have to know how to fit in the digital space because at the end of the day, this shop here, you notice that not so many people who walk in here. But how do we get the sales? Online.
So what are some of the trends now that you talked about? You learn every day about the new trends on online marketing. What are some of the trends that you can mention?
I don't know whether to call them trends. Mostly what you learn is online marketing, like there are things like search engine optimization. People will understand. Those people will not, I don't know how to simplify it.
It is just that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is just search engine optimization. Hakuna mwenye simplify. Wewe enda online tafuta hiyo kitu.
Enda utafuta hiyo kitu. And kuna vitu yani like you know like when I was starting things were so easy. I'm sure like 5 years ago unaweza kumbuka ukiingia kwa Facebook yako kwa FYP yako used to meet soko kuu, soko huru, Kilimani marketplace. You would scroll down and find those things, right? But as the years move, things have really changed. Like then that meant our products were easily visible to our clients. Ukipost to it was free. People would see. Ukiingia tu unaona, maybe ulikuwa umesearch kikombe, then ukiingia tu unaiona hapo kwa feed yako kikombe So sahi things we would actually market for free. Facebook ilikuwa imetupea avenue ya ku market for free. But right now things have completely changed. Like ukiingia kwa feed yako huwezi patana na advert ya mtu soko kuu, na huwezi patana nayo, huwezi patana na Kilimani marketplace. You can only come across an advertised product, sponsored, yenye imeandikwa sponsored, that is paid. So you have to know, like there's something called algorithm when it comes to online. So when we pay for these things, but you just don't pay blindly. You have to know who are your right customers. You have to learn how to target your customers. So we have
right and wrong customers.
Of course. There are people who don't care about Deca. So if this ad goes to them, that is a waste of money. The people who they're not interested. You have to know who are your customers. Like, siwezi kuwa nashona nguo za wanawake and then na hiyo ad inafikia wanaume. I'll be making 0 cents. I'll be wasting my money because, like I said, we pay for these things. Yes.
Wow. So the journey is from 2018 to 2022. Now you moved from Sufuria.
Yes.
You came to Deca, and now you thought that you had finished with learning. You are like, umemalizana na shule ukakuja hii side unapatana search engine optimization. Hawezi simplify.
Hiyo ni ya kila mtu. Whatever you are doing, whether you are in salon business, whatever business you are doing right now, I'm sure umeona no business that is not marketing their business. So I don't know whether that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Every business, hata hoteli, mtu anafungua hoteli sahi ana market biashara yake. Because hata miaka venye imesonga, everyone owns a smartphone. Hata mimi mwenyewe as an online business. Na najua I can buy something somewhere cheaper, or I can get it somewhere. I always find myself going online, natafuta. And you see, the beauty of online is it saves time, and you clearly know where you are going.
Okay. I want you to hold that thought. We are going to take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. But when we come back in the second segment of this show, Pauline is going to take us through the challenges, the capital she used, and what are some of the future prospects for those of us who want to venture into online business. I don't know if she wants to be specific about Deca, but let's see in the second part of the show. See you at the other side of the break.
Elevate your brand with Elevate TV, a premier media station in the country. We specialize in video production, live coverage, advertising and social media marketing. We do quality production for YouTube videos, podcasts and live events. Transform your vision into reality with creativity and precision. Call us today and elevate your story on 0705 872 237.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second segment of the show. This is Niko Otas coming to you live on Elevate TV every Friday at 7:30 p.m. This is where we advance kingdom lifestyle. And today we are talking to the one amazing lady, the gorgeous Pauline MWANGI, the proprietor of Paula Homestyle. She was just telling us about her journey from 2018 all the way to 2022. Alikuwa anauza sufuria manze, but see at the background from sufuria to all this decor. Let's continue the conversation here on Niko Wax Now Otas. So Pauline, before we went on a break, you're talking about search engine optimization. Do we have any other trend, let me call them trend, that maybe someone who's doing this online stuff need to know?
So he actually is the deeper part of it. But just knowing how to market your business online is the thing. As simple as that.
So what are some of the things that you need to consider to ensure that my business is visible online?
Just be consistent.
Be consistent.
You need, of course, for you to market yourself, you need to be a brand. You need to put yourself out there as a brand, not as a Pauline. Okay, so not so many people who knows I actually own Paula Homestyle or Sweet Paradise. They don't know.
What is a brand in this context? Unajua kuna kijana hapa Kayole ama Kibra na to watch anasema mazinyi mnaongea juu ya brand, kwani mmekuwa hizo ma telecom companies kubwa. What is a brand in this context?
A brand is just a name that you choose for your business.
Okay.
Yeah. Even them, they had everything has a beginning. Even them, before they grew up to those levels, they started, ilikuwa Safaricom dog. I don't know how small Safaricom was. But again, I feel like there's always a start for a brand before it grows bigger.
Okay.
Because 5 years ago, I was not like this. It has been a journey. So that's a brand. So what I'm saying is you have to put yourself out there as a brand. Not so many people would tell I own this brand. Because out there, I have an account in my name that I do other things. But actually there is a brand out there that sells as Paula Homestyle, Sweet Paradise. Yeah. So you have to put yourself out there as a brand. And in this case, you need a page. A business page on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. You need to be a brand out there.
So you're on all these platforms?
Yes, I am.
So which one would you advise as maybe one that would give higher returns?
All of them are good. When you understand your brand, you know where your customers are. Like I know where my customers are because I've interacted with all these platforms. So this one you have to try it yourself. You check yourself in, you test the water. Do I belong to Facebook? But one thing for sure, Facebook works on all brands, especially for beginners, and also even for me as someone who is at this level. I still work with Facebook. Facebook is one place where it is one big community, 4 billion people. Is there any other platform that has so many people come at Facebook? I don't think so. So Facebook being the biggest social media platform, that is where you should start as a business.
Okay.
And then you grow to also TikTok. I forgot to mention TikTok. TikTok is another avenue where you just need to be consistent. TikTok, you don't need to pay much. You just need to be consistent. But for Facebook, for you to be visible,
You must pay.
you must pay.
Okay.
Yeah, and I also train on such things.
Oh, you train on that?
Yeah.
How are the charges? Like when
On
are
the
the
charges,
trainings?
I usually charge 5,000, but the cost is not only marketing. I train people how to import via Rivaba, how to do the drop shipping for beginners. You are there at home wondering, unaweza fanya nini? You just come here and tell me start drop shipping. Basically, I will train you how to import and how to market, because at the end of the day, after we import, unajua, you can start with drop shipping, then you grow, and then you realize, hey, I think now nimepata kakitu kadogo naweza leta mzigo. So that's when Alibaba will come in. Unaweza kuwa na pesa, but hauna ways of how to buy from Alibaba. So I teach you on that. Then on top of that, I show you how to sell your product, because umeleta then you need to know how to sell your product.
And by the way, you've talked a lot about import.
Yeah.
Do you yourself go out of the country to bring products, or how do you import?
At the beginning, I used to import via Alibaba. For the longest time, I would say. Even when I was doing dropshipping, hapa pale nikipata kapesa kadogo nawekelea kamzigo kadogo. But yeah, last year was my major breakthrough. So
2024.
Yes.
Okay.
And I went to China twice.
You went to China twice in 2024?
Yes.
Wewe Guangzhou na nini ni kama hapa Nyeri?
Somehow I've never been in Guangzhou. I've only gone to Yiwu. Yiwu.
Hiyo jina ni hiyo.
Yiwu.
Hiyo.
Yes, I've only been to Yiwu, but this year, actually in the next two weeks, yeah, I'll be in Guangzhou.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Kuna space unaweza hapo mtu? Just kidding.
Niko na suitcase.
Kuna suitcase? Okay. We'll talk after the show on how to get to Guangzhou via suitcase. Anyway, so if somebody wants to go maybe to China to import, as it were, what are some of the things? Maybe, I don't know if you could give us just a few. I know you cannot give us details, but just the highlights.
They just decide they want to go to China first.
So you decide first. That's the first step.
Then of course you need a passport, a visa.
Of course, yes.
Then you decide what are you going to buy, because China has provinces. So not everything you find in Guangzhou, not everything you find in Yiwu. There are things you find in different cities. So you have to know before you leave this place, where am I going, to avoid wasting time. You have to know. Because I think you just make up your mind you're going, have your visa, passport. Then you make sure you know what you're going to buy from there.
Okay. Are you an agent yourself in terms of importing? If somebody wants to import, probably hawana pesa kwenda huko. Lakini wanataka mtu anaweza importia or something. Yes,
in the past, actually the last the two times I have been there, I have imported for people. When I get there, I would do maybe you used to view my status. My status, I just put things there and people would just buy. And then you find people sending you phones, vitu za kununua. Mostly for me, I work with people who are in business because they are easy. They understand shipping, logistics and all that. So you find someone sending you. Yeah, I do that actually. Even this time when I go, I will still do that.
Now, I'm being told you only have 5 minutes to go, imagine. So before we finish these 5 minutes, I want to start a business like this.
Okay.
What is the average capital?
For a start is something like 200,000.
200,000?
Yeah.
You're just saying something like 200,000?
Yeah, that will give you...
200,000, unaongea tu ni kama ni 100 change, surely.
Really?
For a young person, 200,000 is something.
That's why I'm saying you don't need to stress yourself. You can start with drop shipping. You come here, you sell my things, because we also do wholesale. You sell my things. You go to Kamukuji, you find someone else sell their things. That's where you find yourself growing.
Wow.
Yeah, una save kidogo, unafikisha kama 50,000 ama that you import via Alibaba something. So as you drop ship, you have a little stock. Yeah, you're selling your little things, and then you are selling Pauline's things. Because even me, I'm drop shipping. Even
you're still drop shipping?
Yes.
Even as at now?
Yes, I am drop shipping.
Yeah, wewe ni broker.
Ukiingia hapa uniulize sufuria, nitakwambia nimeenda store.
Na si store, ni kwa mtu
store, ni kwa mtu na nikuje nikulete na nikuzie.
Na niende nayo.
Na uende nayo, what else?
Anyway, so what are some of the challenges in this business of online and all this drop shipping and all this that you're doing now?
Just like normal business. If you are unable to manage the business, of course, it will haitakupeleka vizuri. And then another thing is capital. Like for me, nilikaa sana before nipate hiyo capital enough to take me to the next step. Most people, when they are beginning, they wanakosanga, you start the business just because ulikosa kitu ya kufanya. So unaingia kwa biashara. So you refuse to learn Kama mimi I was ignorant kabisa. Unakataa kulearn, unakataa you see mtu anaingia tu business. Unasikia mtu atahananga till ama pay bill, because to some level you need a bank to take you to the next step. You need an investor to take you to the next step. If you see at the end of the day it's growth you're looking for. For you to grow you need capital. Where do you get this capital if you're not rich? Nobody is giving you handouts. No handouts are small money actually. So you need to know how to propel your business. Challenges are refusing to learn business and ukataa ku manage your business in a professional way. Unakataa kuwa na records. That was you just do business, kienyeji business. Because actually it might see challenge, it's a weakness in most small business.
The lack of records, refusing to follow advice and all that.
Yeah.
Wow. We are coming to the end of the show, but I want you to look at this camera over here. Okay. Just speak to that young person and just advise them and motivate them, even as you give your closing remarks before we end the show.
To those people out there who actually have nothing to do, or they actually waiting for the day that they will get employed. I mean, in this economy, it's a bit hard to be employed. You have to find something to do. And I think online, other than this business, there's a lot to do online. One thing you have to do is put your papers aside and decide you're going to do this. It's not that dirty. I remember when we started, there are some of my relatives who would call us hawkers. Not a bad word, by the way, because we hawk online. But I would say this is a business that has seen me rise so much. And I have allowed myself to grow from being a drop shipper to the level that I am in. So I'll tell you, just come. Uku kwanza in Nairobi, there's so much to do, a lot to do. Kama unashindwa ku drop ship, kuna vitu kama kukua rider. You just walk in hapa utuambie tukupatie kazi na tutakupea kazi.
All right.
So there's a lot to do actually online business. If you can't drop ship, there's something you can do online. So allow yourself to learn. Weka makaratasi kando and allow yourself to be in the streets.
All right. All right, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, allow yourself to learn. Weka makaratasi kando, come to the streets. Kama utakuwa dropshipper, tutakupea kazi ya rider. Kuna kazi kwa kila mtu hapa kwa streets and through online ventures. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately we have to close it there. That has been our time on Niko Works Now Task this week. We've been talking to the one amazing Pauline MWANGI of the Howler Home Style, ladies and gentlemen. See you again next week, same station, same time. God bless you. We are out.